Hey guys, welcome back. Let's go down to the flex tam so we can make sure that we filled out the paperwork correctly. The number of cubes that were packed is 250 and 8/10. If I could cut it in, I could probably fit it all in there. We had the length of 12 centimeters. The width of the container or the box was 9.5 centimeters, and the height is 2 2/10. When I multiplied it all out, it came out to 250 and 8/10. That's how many cubes we put in there. That's what it came out to. And then when I put in the water that had been measured out, it fit it perfect. I mean, it was right to the brim. And that was 250 and 8/10 milliliters. And to make sure that a cubic centimeter is equal to a milliliter, we did a second experiment. And that was, we started with 10 milliliters. I added another 4 to get a total of 14 centimeters. And the total came out to 15 milliliters when I dropped the cube in there. So what does that teach us today? Well, it lets me know that if I'm finding volume, which is length times width times height, and I'm using cubic centimeters, guess what? I can change that over to a liquid. For example, say I have a fish tank and it measures 5 times 10 times 5. So 5 in width, 10 in length, and 5 in height. I know that if it's in centimeters, okay, I'm going to get 250, 25 and 10, yeah, 250 cubic centimeters, but I also know that it can hold 250 milliliters of water. So I know that I can fill it up with water. Volume is anything that takes up space in an object, a 3D object. So it could be you filling it with cubes, it could be you filling it with sand, it could be you filling it with water. But now we find out that we have two common units that we measure that are equivalent. So I know you're going to be seeing some work like that. I'm going to be taking you now to that work. If you give me a second here. Oh, first we have a brain break. How video games are made.
In the world of games, each studio has a different approach, but most share the same general workflow. We are Ask Game Dev, and these are how video games are made. It all starts with a game designer. Game designers write the documents that put the process in motion. They design themes, characters, mechanics, even complete worlds that create the foundation of a game. This is all in the game design document. Before we get into making it, let's talk about what a video game is. At its core, a game is a player's interaction with a combination of art and sound. So let's look at art. An art team can consist of concept artists, 3D modelers, front-end artists, technical artists, and more, all led by an art director. Now, sound. People responsible for music and sound include composers, sound designers, audio engineers, voice actors, and music supervisors who act as the conductors. Now that makes two parts of this combination. The third, of course, is the player that interacts with the game. What lets you interact with the game? The answer is code. The fourth element is software engineers. They come in too many specializations to name, but here's a few. There's gameplay engineers. They make sure that the characters move and act like you want them to. There's server engineers. They make sure that your scores are saved to the leaderboards. And rendering engineers. They squeeze the most out of your console and PC. So what does the cycle look like? Well, a game designer will write a game design document. An artist will read the document and start drawing away. A sound designer will read the document and start creating sounds. A software engineer will also read the document and start programming gameplay. This leaves us with the last piece. How do the four work together so seamlessly? The person running this show is the producer. The producer organizes, delegates, keeps track of progress, puts out fires, and makes sure the ship keeps going. Now, in building modern games, there are multiple people per team in a cycle, and multiple cycles happening at once. The bigger the game, the bigger the budget, and of course, the bigger the team. And then there's also upper management, QA, marketing, HR, finance, legal, localization, and more. But let's leave that for another video. Thanks for watching. We are Ask Game Dev, and we make videos on games, the game industry, and more.
All right, so let's go. Oh, we're going to be starting our classwork in Nearplot. We have 10 minutes to complete it. Let's go here. It's going to be a draw it. And you're going to say, what conclusion can you draw about a 1 cubic centimeter and a milliliter? So let me know what you think about them. What can you draw about it? What can you deduce? What can you infer? All right. And then the second one is the tank, shaped like a rectangular prism, is filled to the top with water. What is the volume of the tank in centimeters? So this is what it looks like. Remember what we just learned? If it's in centimeters, it equals what? So you'll take the volume of that and let me know how much water it is in centimeters. So give me the volume both in centimeters and milliliters. Then we'll hit our exit ticket after that. So I'll see you in 10 minutes. Pausing the video in 3, 2, 1.